take your seats, and if you haven't, please mute your cell phones. We will call the September 3rd, 2019 Harris County Board of Commissioners meeting to order. The first thing that I would like to do is really thank our staff for being able to facilitate this meeting in the larger area. I know that it was not easy, it was interesting work, and I want to appreciate it. Our county attorney, Mr. John Taylor, will now lead us in our invocation.
Thank you, ma'am. Please bow your heads and pray with me. Dear Heavenly Father, we thank you for this day. We thank you for all the many blessings that you bestow upon us that we realize. We are also thankful for the many, many blessings that we realize and that we don't realize that you are bestowing on us every day. We thank you for living where we live in this country. We thank you for living in Harris County. And we pray that our county and this county will continue to be a decent place to live for decent people wanting to live here. We also pray that you will bless this commission tonight as it deliberates the business of the county. Would you please bless them and help them to make the best decisions they can for everybody in the county. Dear God, please help us to realize that while we may have differences of opinion, once we leave here, we are all in your sight and your blessings. We pray that we trust in you and we all trust in you, and that those things that are on our coins and on our buildings, and God, we trust, not just something taking up space, but true pledges that we have for you. These many things we pray in Jesus Christ's name. Amen.
Please join us in the pledge of allegiance. All those in favor of approving the minutes, please raise your hand. Motion carries. It is all. The next item on our agenda is Mr. Jim Woods, who would like to discuss impact fees. Jim, where are you? You have 5 minutes, Jim.
Thank you. Good evening. I am Jim Woods. My address is 578 Rivers Road, West Point, Georgia. Thank all of you for your service. I don't think many people in the audience appreciate how much time and how much effort it takes for what you do. For almost 20 years, I've asked the Commission to consider imposing impact fees. The recent article in the Harris County Journal and the discussion of your retreat has convinced me that this is how important this is, and because it's the only way the county can come close to meeting their short and long-term obligations of providing adequate infrastructure is by imposing impact fees. I think it is also obvious that the Planning Commission, all well-meaning local citizens that donate their time, the commissioners, and the Community Development Department, none of whom are trained planners, lack the training to update our 30-year-old zoning ordinance in order to provide the protection our citizens' property Impact fees are not new. I was first introduced to them in the 70s. They are currently imposed in these nearby counties: Troup, Heard, Carroll, and Coweta. They charge around $2,000 for a 300 square foot house. Lee County, which is often considered comparable to Harris County, has had impact fees since 2007, and they recently increased theirs. In July, I attended a meeting of the Hallandale Beach, Florida Planning Commission, where their incoming fees are distributed according to a previously agreed formula, and to their police, fire, and even to provide affordable housing in the city. I think our most impressive need is our community development department. After all, at present, they like the staff to keep up daily. We have talked about the need to hire a new planner for at least 5 years. Unfortunately, the money has been spent on that year's necessity instead. The cost to hire and provide benefits to an experienced planner is over $100,000 a year. The cost to hire the professionals to update our 30-year-old zoning ordinance to meet our current needs approaches $100,000. Their offices are also overcrowded at present, and it will probably cost $100,000 to provide the space to move their office to the old library to handle additional space they will need in the immediate future. Impact fees will bring at least $500,000 this year, and likely over $1 million annually in the immediate future. All this by law to improve our infrastructure and cover the cost of development. I recently sent my granddaughters this quote: "If you are not part of the solution, you are part of the problem." Thank you very much.
Anyone have any questions? Thank you again. The next item on our agenda is an agreement with City Sneakers, which is a program that we're proposing at our community center. And I believe Mr. Taylor's going to discuss that.
Yes, Steve Washington will explain the program works, and then I'll
Silver Sneakers is a program for senior citizens if they have Medicare Advantage, and it allows them to have free access using their insurance to the community center. This will save them from having to pay a membership fee on top of everything, because their insurance will actually pay the fee towards us. This will allow them basically to come in our building without having to pay any additional costs. And Mr. Taylor and the lawyers for Silver Sneakers got together and talked about the agreement, and they worked out a compromise, and I believe Mr. Taylor is good with the contract.
Yes, sir. Madam Chairman, members of the board, I have dealt with Divinity Health Services, which is the entity which operates the program, Silver Sneakers, and I think I dealt more from the legal side of it than the patient, and actually I hopefully work in the community center, but I was able to raise some concerns about the legality of some of the issues in the standard terms of the contract. We were working with the community attorneys. I was able to get those to the point where I feel like that I'm satisfied with the agreement as and backs up the way the program functions. And I think I dealt not so much with the function of the program as I did with the legal aspects of the documents. So Washington will tell you exactly how those programs are going to work place to place, and they can move center to center.
Yeah, we're only doing the amenities, we're not doing the programs or anything like that, so we're only allowing them access into the building. If we have any classes that are offered, they will be silver sneaker classes, because we would have to have silver sneaker certified instructors, and now we don't have any in this area. So we're just doing the amenities, and that will give them access to our building, use the pool, and they can still participate in classes, but they'll have to pay their additional fee, and everything along those lines. Silver Sneakers will send out a direct deposit check once a month to us for the fee. Ashley, my assistant director, and I send them the report every month of who's attended and everything.
Anyone have any questions?
If we do away with membership fees, we talk about our adjusted, how will this affect the Silver Sneakers program, or will it affect it at all?
Basically, if we did away with membership fees, how it would affect, we would probably do away with the Silver Sneakers program, because then they're already coming in as citizens. We're talking about doing that. But right now, their insurance is paying, we will be paying for this, so they're not paying a fee.
Like these fees are being paid for seniors. What about those who are not?
They offer a program, but we're not entering into that program yet. At this time, we're only going into the senior Silver Sneakers part of it. There's a prime program that they offer also, but we're not. I want to take steps and see if this works first.
But we will still continue our current program for
Yes.
those who are not qualified for silver.
Yes, sir.
Anyone have any questions? Do we actually have someone who will lead this program? You may have said that it's a little bit over here.
We can leave.
Yeah, what instructor? Or do they just participate in what's already scheduled?
Well, they would just participate in what's already scheduled. We got yoga classes starting this week, and some other dance classes that we start offering for adults. But those are not Silver Sneakers classes, so they will just have to pay the regular fee for those classes.
Will this program allow other seniors from other counties to come in and use our facility because they're a part of the Silver Sneakers?
It would, yes.
So if we did away with membership, then technically you wouldn't do away with the Silver Sneakers, but you still have an out-of-county fee.
At that kind of fee. Well,
I
we
mean,
probably do away with Silver Sneakers and then just charge them at a guy fee on top of this program. But just give you a guideline, that you're talking about $75,000 that the county would be losing in revenue.
Yeah, but we're seeing $850,000 in that bill.
Anything else? Is there a motion?
Motion to approve.
There's a motion to approve. Is there a second? There's a motion and a second. All in favor of approving the contract for the Silver Sneakers program? When will this be in effect?
We would start October 1st, because that way Ashley and I can have training on doing the report.
All those in favor, please raise your hand. Motion passes. Thank you. All right, Mr. Bell, County Manager. With these project updates.
Madam Chairman, Board of Commissioners, good evening. Can everyone hear us from? Barely? Good. Okay, so basically when we talk, we need to have a microphone. Can everybody hear the back? Okay, good, okay.
Thank you.
You're welcome. That's what good management's all about, right? Good evening. I'm going to hit the highlights of the project updates. The Board of Commissioners approved a budget back in June. In that budget, there was about 46 very specific major projects that staff needs to, that the board approved and staff needs to accomplish during the fiscal year that ends June 30, 2020. There's 46 items on the program of work. I'm going to hit the highlights. Again, this program of work is updated constantly and is put on the county's website at harriscountyga.gov. harriscountyga.gov. Project number 2, install a replacement countywide email system. We're preparing bid specs on that currently. Also, we're preparing bid specs on a replacement telephone system for the courthouse, the admin building, the old library, and community development to replace that antiquated equipment. That's number 2 and number 3. So we're preparing bid specs for those 2 items. Again, hitting the highlights, number 13, restripe 18 county roads. Basically, the board approved remarking and restriping 18 county roads during the previous commission meeting. Peak Pavement Markings out of Columbus got that bid, and the restriping of 18 county roads should be accomplished by November 30th of this year. Number 18, modernize the community center's pool equipment. That pool equipment is getting aged, has getting some age on it, and we are preparing the bid specs in order to modernize and upgrade the community center's pool for more reliability. Number 22, chip and grind collected storm debris from the March tornado at LOZ Park. The board approved grinding a lot of that collected storm debris. That project is going very well. So far, of the 27,500 cubic yards that we believe is out at LOZ Park that came from many of the subdivisions in the southern part of the county, of the 27,500 cubic yards, our contractor has mulched about 10,500 cubic yards. And that's only 38.2%. So that project is going very well, and the deadline to finish that project will be late October. And then once that's done, LOZ Park, and then begin its redevelopment. Number 26, Rails to Trails project in Pine Mountain. That project is going on very well. Phase 1 is going very well, on time and so far on budget. Phase 1 of the Rails to Trails in Pine Mountain goes from Chiplin Street all the way to the corner store on the intersection of Highway US 27 and State Route 354. That's going very well. Phase 2 goes from the corner store at the intersection of US 27 and State Route 354, from that point to somewhere behind the Mountain Creek Inn. And that bid has been opened, and that should be on either the September 17th board agenda or the October 1st board agenda for consideration. So that Rails to Trails is going quite well. Number 36, continue the water meter replacement project using a GFA loan. Basically, all the water meters of the county's water system, namely in the southern part of the county, they're all being replaced from old meters that are worn out to smart meters. About 35 to 40% of those meters have been replaced thus far. Number 39, this was mentioned today, earlier this evening, update the county's land use and development codes for community development department. In the budget is $125,000 to upgrade, modernize the county's somewhat aged land development codes to bring them up to current standards. We're preparing an RFP, a request for proposal, right now for that project. And number 42, mulching 35 acres at the Northwest Harris Business Park up in West Point. That project is going very well. Staff and I visited the site today. Of the 35 acres to mulch, they're probably right at 20 acres already completed. And that deadline to complete is about mid-October. So mulching 35 acres at the Northwest Harris Business Park in order for the county to start marketing some land up there for future industrial prospects. That's going quite well. And all the lost collection and monthly collections are coming in very aggressively. And the single-family home building permits issuance in July of this year was 26. in August was 14. So far this fiscal year, there's been 40 single-family home building permits issued in Harris County. So basically that is the highlights. Be more than happy to answer any questions the board may have.
Okay, thank you. Does anybody have any questions?
You say that the phase one of the road trail might be done by December?
Yes, phase one from Chipley to the corner store should be finished by the end of this year.
And then, we probably need to give it the chamber and see about doing a ribbon cutting. Let's don't wait till it gets here, let's go ahead and think ahead and see what we need to do for ribbon cutting so we can, actually get on the trail and start using it.
We can do that for phase one. Sure.
Thank you, sir.
Any other questions? Thank you, Randy. Our next item on our agenda is actually our county attorney, and I don't think you have anything, John, or do
No,
you?
ma'am, I don't have anything specific.
All right, thank you. We have 10 minutes until we can begin our public hearing, 7:30. We will have 2 of those. So we need to do a recess